Hello, hello, my dear friends. Good morning. This is Christiana. I wish you a very, very happy new week. Welcome, everybody who's able to join us today. And this is a new round of accountability, of going to the next level. We are doing this together. We are all holding each other accountable, and we are going to thrive on the energy that we get from each other, knowing that we are going to share our journey with other people. So, welcome, everybody. I'm super happy that you're here. I'm super happy that we are going to do this together. And I would like for you to set your intent, making a wish to the universe right now, in simply thinking about what it is that you want. How do you want these next few months to flow? How would you like to bring closure to the old year and then embrace the new year, coming to an end with certain things, starting new things? It can simply be a way of being in this world. I want to be more trusting. I want to be more joyful. I want to leave behind anxiety. I want to leave behind lack. So it can be a very big goal, or it can be something more specific, a pattern, a behavior you would like to stop or start. I want to leave behind unconscious eating to comfort myself or when I'm bored. Therefore, I want to bring in that I'm very conscious about my intake and that I'm feeding my soul in just the right way, that I know that works for me, or that you are going to move more, that you take walks every day and stretch, or actually go to the gym, whatever works for you. That it might be behaviors and patterns in relationships that you would like to shift a little bit. I do a lot of that in relation to my parents, that I'm the observer, that I'm very quiet most of the time. I'm just listening to them. And I want my output to just be super positive and affirming, kind, compassionate. It might be things that you simply want to leave behind in the old year, things that don't work for you anymore, things you don't want to drag into the holidays. And then having those new thoughts, new feelings, new patterns. In the past, we called them the New Year's resolutions. This is getting a bad name right now. People don't like that anymore. So, some goals that you would like to take into the new year. Yeah. So, take a minute, just breathe deeply, become fully present in your body, wiggle around a little bit, make yourself comfortable. Hmm. And send a special wish into the universe. I'm going to share with you what I've been working on and what I'm re emphasizing during this program. It is the idea of the 99% of reality that happens internally that then manifests itself in the external. I'm in a so called mastery program that I'm self imposing on myself, that I have committed myself to, in really getting so clear that I'm not wasting any more energy. That is the ultimate goal. That's the high goal. That what goes on in my head, what goes on in my heart, it's just so clean and clear that I'm a clean, clear vessel for the universal energy to flow. And I know this is a lifelong goal. This is something that's going to go on probably until I die. That I'm constantly keep working on that and clearing my thoughts, clearing my emotions, being accountable and congruent with my behaviors so that when the energy comes in, it can just easily flow through me and then manifest itself. And I have some fantastic examples just this last week again, when I am in that mode, how easily life flows, how beautifully things show up, the perfect people at the perfect time, the perfect examples, the perfect experience. It's just magnificent. And then I have so much energy to just be there with it. And then I can serve and I can be present for other people and for myself. And I don't waste energy in negative thought patterns. And I don't get panic attacks. And I don't go into, oh no, everything is going wrong. And how am I going to figure this out? How's this supposed to work? And all those thought patterns I used to do in the past. So that is my commitment. And I'm going to emphasize this over this next month of accountability, to really step more and more into that. I'm catching myself faster. I am turning it around faster. I am really doing the kind of exercises and behaviors that lead me to automatically be in that place. Like when I woke up this morning, I woke up a little bit earlier than I had anticipated. And instead of going into the old thought process of, oh no, I didn't get enough sleep, and why did I wake up early? I could have had another hour of sleep, and all that kind of stuff, versus, it must be time for me to be awake because otherwise I wouldn't have woken up. I must have had enough rest. Thank you that I got enough rest and all that. And then I went and made myself a coffee. So that was really cool, to not get into my old victim mentality of like, man, I can't believe it that I didn't get enough sleep or something like that. So that was just a very small example in my own life that is real, that is something I used to get really mad at when I would have an early appointment, because over here it's only 6 o'clock. So I've been up since like 4:30, which is hilarious. I don't know if it's still jet lag. And so in the past, I would have totally beaten myself up, and then I would have been all grumpy, and I would have told everybody about it. That's the other funny thing. How did you sleep last night? Oh, let me tell you. When. And some of you know that because you've known me in the past when I had terrible insomnia and I wasn't able to just enjoy the morning, and I had to tell everybody how crappy I slept again last night. And that has completely shifted. That is amazing to me, how something that I carried around for over 40 years was able to shift and let go and create a completely new reality. And I actually just hung out with someone who has insomnia, and it was really amazing to see how I used to behave. And I heard the same words that I used to use. And I went, wow, this really has shifted. And nowadays, I do get between 6 and 8 hours every night. And then the night where it's only 5 hours, then it's not a big deal because I know I had 7, 8 hours the night before, and I'm probably going to have 7, 8 hours tonight again. So that is absolutely phenomenal, even at 58 years old, to shift a behavior that used to be so normal and I used to make such a big deal out of for so many decades. And then 8 years ago, it truly shifted for me. And it's a new reality now. That's just so trippy. So, yeah, it can be done, you guys. It can be done. Okay. So, anything that you want, that you also have some trepidations about, that you're like, oh man, I've tried everything and I've been dragging this around way too long, it can be done. And I'm going to drink to that. Beautiful coffee here, or whatever you are enjoying at this point in time. Make sure you get lots of water. That's always important. We're shifting neurology around. So you had some examples from me now. I gave you some away from examples. I also gave you some towards to examples. And to sum it all up in a super short sentence, in my journey to keep raising my frequency, my commitment over the next couple of months is to be super clear in what goes on in my head, what goes on in my heart, what goes on in my behaviors, and to just keep cleaning it up so I can be in that higher frequency more consistently. Okay, that's a long sentence. And I'm, of course, going to write this down. Got my journal right here. My old journal from this year is almost done. I got only a couple more pages, and I'm going to put a couple of things from Hawaii in there. And then I'm going to start my new journal, which is a Jules Verne journal this time. So it's all about the adventure, and I'm very excited about that. That I attracted that journal, and that's going to accompany me over the next few months into the new year, and then probably for the year of 2026, that I'm going to have that available for me. So I'm very excited about this new opportunity and this new blank page that we are creating here and that we're going to be filling in together with kicking off this holiday season and into the new year, creating a blank slate, making commitments that we can then support each other to really get the most out of it and be very accountable, consistent, deliberate. I love the word deliberate action, meaningful, that everything that you do has meaning. There's purpose behind it. There is an intent behind it. You're not just willy-nilly running around and, oh, today I'm doing this, tomorrow I do that. There is a purpose in the flow that you're creating. And one of my favorite principles right now is Wu Wei. I've heard about it many times, and it came up in conversation, and then it was something in the forefront of my mind, and it's been going on for several years. And when I was in Thailand, it was so hilarious that my plan was to not have a plan. And that became kind of the running joke. And that's when I stepped back into Wu Wei again. And Wu Wei, very easily translated, means the art of non action. And it's not that we're never acting. Of course, that's not even possible in this three-dimensional world. What it does mean is that we do take the actions that we take with purposefulness, with intent, and we're making it from a place of flow. We are not just spinning our wheels, we're not just running around with our heads cut off. We are taking deliberate action. And when we do act, there is an instant momentum forward, there is an instant movement and results that we're creating, because what we are doing, the little bit that we are doing, is super in the flow and it's very meaningful. And that's where I love to think of the metaphor of the domino. Because then, when that first domino, which does not take much effort to just go click, and that first domino falls, then brrrt, it becomes the series of domino pieces falling because we were deliberate in hitting that first domino piece. And that's how I like to see Wu Wei in action, actually, that whatever we are doing is so deliberate, it's so well thought out, it has such a high level of purpose that we can't help it. We are going to create results. We are going to manifest and we are going to have reality proving our method of that ease, that flow, that we're creating in our life. And with that, I would like to reiterate the intent. It is about cleanliness. It is about clarity, that I'm an open channel. There is no muddy flow through my chakras, if you want to use that metaphor, where the energy can just flow from the universe. It can flow from the earth. It can meet, it can mingle, and then go out into the universe again with ease, with grace, with intent, with meaning, with purpose. I'm on mission. I feel on mission all the time. And I'm doing it right now as I'm speaking here. I'm doing it later when I take a shower. I'm doing it while I'm drinking and making my coffee. It's not just like, making coffee while I'm doing five other things. No, I am deliberately now putting my attention in making this beautiful brew that gives me so much happiness and then enjoying it as I take a sip. Prost to you, my friends. And then I can go on to the next thing. And when we make our bed, we're doing it deliberately as an act of joy. I get to make my bed. It is a sign of who I am. I'm cleaning my room. My room is organized. My stuff is put away. Things are tidy because it gives me joy to move in this environment of clarity and cleanliness, as within, so without. My environment is a product of my internal state. And so I want my environment to be beautiful. when I'm going out later and I'm having some adventures planned. I want to be deliberate when I'm driving and not just complain about the traffic. Look at this beautiful surroundings that I get to be in. Man, I drove through Salt Lake City a couple of weeks ago when I was going to the Dancing Cranes, when I had my little workshop there. And it was glorious to be on 7th East. The sky was so insanely blue. The leaves were so yellow, and there's this, it's very much like an alley, just beautiful. And I was in traffic. Oh yeah, traffic was heavy. Didn't even notice it because I was so in the awe of those colors. Going by Liberty Park. This is my old route. I used to live down there, and just being there and looking at those houses that I've known and had friends live in, and remembering certain stores I would go to and all that stuff. It was just absolutely delightful. I could have used the same time complaining about rush hour, and I wasn't going to be on time. Rush, rush, rush. Instead, it became this awesome memory that I now get to carry in my heart and I get to use as a story. So it is our choice, any given moment, how we want to engage with our environment, with the people in it, with our surroundings, with nature, with city, whatever is in your vicinity right now. And you have the choice about it. So everybody who has joined us, in the meantime, please set your intent, make a goal for those next few months, something that you want to internally change, a behavior you want to change, a circumstance you want to change, the way that you would like to go into the holidays, and then ultimately into the new year. That's my invitation to you today. I encourage you to take notes. I just had some other insight and some evidence about the power of note-taking and journaling, as well as writing down our goals. And you've heard me say those examples before, that there is a much greater validity, a much greater level of commitment that we have when we actually write down our goals, as well as when we're sharing them with others. There's a higher level of commitment, a higher level of consistency, determination. Now, we're not going to share it with everybody. I'm not going to put it on my Facebook feed for everybody to see, because it is my seed. It is the seed that I'm planting, that I'm protecting, that I'm loving and nourishing. And I will share that with the people that I know are on the same wavelength. And they are the ones that I know will unconditionally support me in that. They might not have the same goal. They might not even believe in my goal, but they're not belittling me, and they're not discouraging me and telling me that's a stupid idea. So you get to choose who you share your goals with. Oh, I'm doing this interesting little program through the holidays. I'm working on myself. I'm working on increasing my frequency, my energy frequency. So yeah, share that with the people that you trust, that you know love you and support you. And then everybody else can just go on with their lives. And it's all okay. So that's something that I'm becoming more deliberate about. Who do I share it with? How much do I share? And knowing that this is a seed that we get to nourish, that we get to love and cherish as we water it, as we fertilize it, as we put it into a beautiful space that we know is conducive to the growth of the seed. And then we get to watch it grow. We see it sprouting, coming out of the soil, those cutest little leaves. I love those little tiny leaves when they first come out. And then turning into a beautiful, abundant plant, growing more and more and becoming true reality for us. How fabulous is that? Yeah. And that's how I would like for you to tend to your goal, your intent. The intent is more of the framework. It is more of this vague expression of, I want to be fully open, willing, teachable, coachable. I want to truly enjoy the experience. I want to express my curiosity and allow myself to fully play out. The goal is more decisive. It is more of a box, if you want to use that metaphor, of these are the time frames, these are the measurables. It's quantifiable. A goal is more quantifiable than an intent. The intent is the framework around the goal. So my goal is to be very deliberate in raising my frequency by monitoring my thoughts, my feelings, and my behaviors, becoming very aware, and then shifting it if it's not conducive to what I'm doing here. My intent is to be open and willing. The other word that comes up very clearly is observer. I am the observer. I play the observer role. And then you can put into that anything that you want for yourself. So we're going to work on that personally, okay? That's why we have the personal coaching session. That's why I structured the offer like that, so that you do have that one-on-one time where it's all about you. You get to express what it is you want. I can challenge it a little bit. I can help you clarify it. I can ask you questions that help you to really get very clear, very succinct, very dialed in and aligned with what you want. And then we will do exercises about it. That's what I love so much about this coaching world, that we can really dive into some very practical applications. And that's the feedback I just got from one of my students, that they said they love how I put everything into actual exercises. So I appreciated that feedback very much. And yes, that's exactly what defines my work, because I can sit here all day long and give you motivational speeches. If you don't do anything with it and really integrate it into your body and have thoughts going around it for a good amount of time, and then really feeling it in your heart, and then committing yourself to certain actions. And that's what I want to walk out with of today's session, that we do have some really good behaviors that are measurable that we can take with us into the week. So first of all, we're going to do a little exercise together where I would like for you to visualize yourself going through the holidays and then into the new year. And just get a sense of the feeling state you would like to have, of some of the experiences that you might already have on your calendar, commitments that you have already made, and giving yourself the experience of having had the best holidays, most wonderful, wonderful time with yourself, your family, your loved ones, your community, some of those experiences that you're hoping for, feeling a lovely release and closure with the old year, and then embracing and welcoming the new year. So step into that right now. Perhaps it is on the 31st of December when you're doing some journaling, you're putting in some last thoughts into 2025, and then you are setting your intent for 2026. Just imagine that. Or it is on the 1st of January that you're waking up and you're welcoming the new year. Thank you, new year, for being here. Oh, I'm so grateful for the old year. Or you might do some ceremony on solstice. So project yourself into one of those moments as we do that together. So I'm actually going to choose solstice. I'm glad I came up with that. So yeah, solstice works for me. And then there will be a little revisit after the holidays around the 31st. And just looking back over the year, this was a magnificent year, by the way. Holy smokes. So many phenomenal things have taken place when I look back. And I can be grateful for all of it because I know that everything played out exactly the way it was supposed to, for my soul to grow, for the role I'm playing in this lifetime, for my soul to express itself in this human body. I'm so grateful, just grateful, grateful, grateful. And whatever your details are that made your year what it is, do the best you can to conjure up some really awesome gratefulness, some gratitude for who you are, what you have experienced, how far you have come, some roadblocks that you might have negotiated, things that you have changed in your life, things that you have accomplished. Some of them are on the doing level, some of them are on the being level. And just enjoy that for a moment. Just be in that. Do a little review. Ah, it's wonderful. There's an internal list that you're making, and you might even make that list in your journal. And I'm actually committing myself to doing that I am going to take notes and specifically line out certain things I've done, which, by the way, I am doing that because I am doing a review at the end of the month, and I don't do it immediately on the last day of the month. Sometimes I'm a couple of months behind, and then I look at my pictures as well as I'm looking at my notes in my ongoing note journal, which I'm jotting everything down, and then it goes into my life journal. And it is quite spectacular to look back and say, hey, my month of August, these are the highlights. These are the things I actually did. I was in this country, I was with these people, these visits. These are the kind of experiences I had. And then on the other side, I have my learning lessons. This is an insight I had in this program. Then I took some coaching session and I heard this and that. And then I made a commitment on that level and da 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 da. So it's one page and it's in the middle, I make a line. On the one side, it's the memories of the things that actually took place. And then on the other side, it's my insights. And I love that. This is the second year I've been doing it. And then it goes into a cute little envelope that goes into my journal. So that's one of those things that I love doing. And that really serves me well because it's fantastic to go back a year later and then actually look at it and remind myself because it immediately jolts the memories. Oh, that's right. When I was in Turkey, this and that happened in the coffee shop, and I was having this insight and I journaled about it. Or this person told me that and that. For example, this idea of Wu Wei. That was something that came to my attention multiple times. It was this morning I listened to Alan Watts when I woke up. And he, Wu Wei, just threw it out there. I'm like, oh, there it is again. So I heard it enough times to get my interest. Then I started researching it. I looked at the definition, and now it's in my journal as one of those pages. The Art of Wu Wei, the art of non doing. And what does it mean to me? How can I apply it? How does this serve me? And now it's in my journal for me to go back and then remind myself. So be in that place for yourself as well of gratitude, feeling that closure and that excitement to move on into the new year, into the new way of being, the new adventures that you're currently embracing into your life. And let's just practice gratitude. And I want you to just conjure up all the gratitude you've ever expressed from the tiniest little kid that you were when you saw something really cool, you experienced something really wonderful, the people in your life, places you got to go, experiences you got to have throughout your childhood years, throughout your teenage years, being a young adult, all the way into now, and just grab all of those moments And most of them are going to be in your subconscious mind, and some of them are bubbling up right now. And just gather them, gather them, gather them, put them in your heart, let them spread you out throughout your whole body, and just feel that gratitude. And then there is an overall gratitude for being alive, being here, having this life. How cool is that? And the abundance that we all have. Oh my goodness, there's nothing to complain. We are so abundant. It's fascinating how abundant we are and how much power we have that we get to think and talk about these subjects. How cool is that? When you really think about it, how blessed are we that we get to sit here and muse about such things? That is so rich, that is so wealthy, so awesome. Having time, wonderful. Being in this physical body, magnificent. Being able to smell and taste and enjoy life and seeing things and hearing things. Right now I'm hearing birds outside. Just adorable. So just feel that gratitude. And very specifically now, send that across the last year for everything that you have experienced and for what it has taught you and brought you and for who you are. And I say namaste because the God in me sees the God in you. And the God in you sees the God in me. So just enjoy that for a moment. Breathe it in. Make it some nice, very deep breaths with some stretching and good exhales through your mouth. Some yawning. Yeah, breathe that in fully. Just gratitude. It's so awesome. So grateful. So blessed. So right here, right now. I don't want to do anything else. This is what I'm doing because I'm doing it. And that makes me happy. That brings me joy. And I get to be with you. Mm-mm-mm. How lucky are we? Yes. And now project yourself a few months into the future. Let's go to the middle of next year. Solstice again. Summer solstice. And I would like for you to just look back, be gentle with yourself, and just look at your life and what has come out of the last year by releasing it with love, with gratitude. Just get a sense, get a glimpse of the new opportunities that came to you, the wonderful new adventure that you invited into your life. I know that a lot of you want more traveling. So imagine that, how circumstances lined up perfectly for you in just the right way. The right people showed up, the right circumstances, the right price tag, opportunities. Amazing. You're like, wow, that just happened because I opened myself up to it. So just imagine that openness, that joyfulness, that presence that then led to amazing opportunities. That's what I would like to invite you to really enjoy right now. And the universe is going to fill in the blanks. The universe is going to fill in the pieces. When you're saying things like, I invite more adventures into my life. I invite more opportunities into my life. I'm willing to just be present and invite people, circumstances, opportunities to come to me. I'm open. I hold the observer space to be in awe When I was teaching yesterday, a lot of people were talking about things that they're currently manifesting. It was a manifestation workshop. And they said they already had set the goal. They know in the vortex it's already real. It is already existent and real in the energetic realm. And then I said to them, and now it's about you enjoying the ride. This is about you, the work. The actual Wu Wei work at this point is to really enjoy the flow of the manifestation, not to fret about it, not to ask when is it going to happen, how is it going to happen, blah, 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 and keep digging up the little seed and checking on it. It is about enjoying the unfolding of the manifestation. That's what this is about. Does it make sense? That once you have set your intent, once you have set your goal, it's about truly being present in the unfolding of it, in the bringing it into the physical reality, from the vortex into the physical, as the energy wave function collapses into particles, becomes denser and denser until it is an actual tangible object that you hold in your hand in the form of money, investments, savings account balances, if that is what you desire, that you have more abundance in your life, that the new car shows up, that the new house shows up, whatever it is, the job promotion, whatever it is that you're currently manifesting, the thing that you sent a wish for, or that it is an airplane ticket that you now hold in your hand. It's on your app. You are packing your suitcase. You are on your way to the airport. You are sitting in your car, driving to your loved ones that you're visiting. It is at work, in the way that your colleagues treat you, in the way that you're interacting with your customers, in the way that your work life flows, or when you're writing your book, or when you're doing your workshop, whatever it is. It's the unfolding. It's not about fretting and worrying and making it hard on yourself because it has to be hard and all that old gobbledygook that we're letting go of. It is you being in joy and in the knowing that everything is happening at the right time. It's divine. It is a divine unfolding, and you get to be in that the whole time between setting your goal and having the actual physical manifestation. That whole time is filled with presence, awe, amazement of like, oh my goodness, look, there's another opportunity. Oh, there's another stepping stone. Oh, there's another coincidence. Oh, wow, this is so awesome. Ah, you guys, it's so much fun when we're in that place. And that's what I'm wishing for you the most over these next couple of months, especially, that you're truly enjoying every minute. It's not about fretting, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet. It's about being in the enjoyment of every single moment along the path, going, wow, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just like when I drive to the Grand Canyon. It's not about standing at the rim and looking over the Grand Canyon that this whole trip is about. There is so much on the way. There are so many chapters on the way of beautiful nature I get to drive through, and there's this part, and then there's that part, and that part, and that part. And every single one of them has its own validity. It has its own purpose. It is a station on the path. And that's what we can give ourselves in the enjoyment of unfolding a goal, of attaining a goal. Even if it's something that has to do with school or something that you consider to be not your favorite thing, even if it's like cleaning out your house and completely reorganizing it, that is a wonderful metaphor. And you do it room by room, you do it drawer by drawer. And then there's these activities, there's those activities, the dusting, the vacuuming, the mopping the floor, putting fresh bed sheets on. And each part is an enjoyment in this. That's what I get to do right now. So I really would love for you to make that your number one goal for this next week. That you are going to keep visualizing what it is that you want. You see the release, you see the bringing in, you spend time in the future, in the enjoyment of what it is that you want to bring into your life right now in this really casual, loving, kind way. I know it's going to happen. I totally trust the universe. I can do it. I deserve it. Those kind of internal dialogue. And that you truly allow yourself to be in the unfolding, the Wu Wei, the art of not doing, so that when you are doing something, it is deliberate, it is meaningful, and then you're quantum leaping ahead. Trust me, when you take meaningful action, it is so much more powerful than haphazardly doing something here, doing something there. It's just like when you're running around in your room and you pick up something here, you pick up something there. By deliberately going through and saying, okay, today I'm dealing with my desk. We're just doing paperwork today. And I'm going to file everything from the last year. I'm going to have a good filing system in place for everything that comes in, that is in my life right now, that I get to deal with. And then we're going to do some laundry. Then I'm going to do some dusting. I'm going to look at my old books, perhaps a couple that I can let go of. Perhaps I can reorganize, shuffle them around a little bit, make them look a little neater. Those kind of things. And then half an hour later, you look into your room like, oh, this looks awesome. Nice. And it's got this nice, fresh, clean energy. The energy can flow because everything is more in its space than before. So that's a fun little metaphor to use, especially for those of you who don't like cleaning your rooms and your house or your garage or whatever it is, or your yard work, cleaning out your car, those kind of things. And I like to chunk it down. I don't have to do the whole house. No, today I'm just going to deal with my closet. Tomorrow it's going to be my crafts closet. And then I've been working on my books. I've been actually changing my books around a little bit. I gave some away. I sold some. And there are some books that I've never had interest in, and I'm just going to let them go. So I have one stack that goes to Goodwill. I have another stack that goes to our consignment store. And then some of them go to my kids. I just let go of my CD collection. I asked Max if he wanted it, and he did. And he just showed me how beautifully he has made a shelf into his new CD collection. So find ways to deal with the stuff that you have in your life. And it might be outward stuff, and it might also be inward stuff. Now, do understand, anything that you clean on the outside is a manifestation of the work that you're doing on the inside. So it goes hand in hand. One influences the other, one enhances the other. When you feel compelled to clean up your surroundings, metaphorically, from dealing with paper stacks, preparing your taxes, making sure you have a nice, livable environment that you love to walk into, repotting plants, whatever it is, cleaning up your garage, your attic, your basement, it is a sign that you're also doing internal work. And you can enhance your internal work by doing those outward practices. So I really hope that that is inspiring to you, and that this also then translates into the work that you want to be doing on the outside in a very Wu way, deliberate, easy flow. Don't overdo it. A little done with happiness is much more worth it than doing a lot with dread, right? So when you do it with love. Do it with joy and be fully present in it. I get to do this. Turn I have to into I get to. That would be my wish for you. And I think that's a really, really good place to end today. Being clear about what it is you're releasing, being clear about what it is you're bringing in, and then start really paying attention to the enjoyment along the way. Those are our 3 big pieces from today, okay? Wonderful, my friends. Thank you so much for being here with me. It is now actually getting light, and I'm thinking about if I want to drive back to the volcano, or if I'm going to go north because I found there is a black sand beach. So I'm still making up my mind what I want while I'm taking another few sips of coffee, brewing myself another cup, and just enjoying every moment that I have today. Of course, I'm still going to do some work, but I've learned over the last few years that I really enjoy every moment of what I'm doing in that moment. And I wish the very same for you. So, cheerio, my friends, prost, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I see you next week again. Bye bye.